Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today is April 8th and we have a windstorm today. So I'm going to attempt to take this video with the wind blowing like this. But I wanted to do a garden update to show you what I have going on here. This is the heart garden because we do have this freeze coming in. So I wanted to document everything that I have growing. And we have like this typical freeze that happens every year. We have a warm up and then we have a freeze. So my plants really enjoyed the little warm up period that we had. And you can see here, these are the peas that I planted. And I have a combination of peas that I started over the winter and then peas that I just planted in between, and I started by seed out here. So you can see peas love the cold weather. They don't mind it. And I'm not going to worry about covering them because they've been exposed to the elements, all this crazy fluctuation in weather that we've had. So I'm not, and these too, these are all going to be fine tonight. So, but if they're not, I will make an update. And then I have here, now I'm working on this. This is going to look much better than this. This is where I put the tomatoes and cucumbers and then a row of eggplant in the front. So you really have to follow along so you can see how this all grows in. But you can see here I started digging this space out for the other side of the tomatoes and more cucumbers, and then I wanted to have like a little step thing. So I found these back there and I drug them over, and I'm going to incorporate those into my landscape design. And then down here, I'm just putting in some more plants that I have growing all over the place. So let's come over here and take a look. You can see everything is starting to green in. There's my rose. That's a beautiful yellow rose. I can't wait to see that. We've got strawberries. And in there's my peony, and it is starting to bloom just a little bit. And I have my trees. Those are my wind barriers and my shade, and they are starting to get their little buds. And right here is our first blueberry bush to get flowers on it. So hopefully they'll be okay. Now they've been in the yard for a couple of years now, so I am anticipating them to be used to the extreme fluctuation in temperatures. And same thing with everything that I have planted here. I have spinach, onions, broccoli, kale, cabbage, mustard. Same thing there. Well, that's yarrow. And then some more of my wind barriers you can see here. Oh, and here, oh wait, I gotta show you. I gotta show you what I did as an act of defiance. So I was visiting my friends, Nancy and Mary, at their farm. And hi, Nancy and Mary, if you're watching my videos. Thank you so much, Mary, for the tip. So I'm going to show you what I did with that. This is an elder, and this is where I get my elderberries. And that is an extremely wonderful, powerful medicine. So in a minute, I'm going to show you. But while I'm talking about Mary and Nancy, they gave me some garlic seed, and I just planted it in there, and it's doing so well. And I can't wait for that because I just absolutely love garlic. And here are my blackberry bushes. They're starting to green in there, and I have to support that. It's growing a little crazy. Trying to control this is a little crazy. It likes to expand. So you can see here it has expanded into this bed and this bed. But I am incorporating it this year into the plan of all the vegetables that I'm putting in here. So in between here, I also have radishes, beets, turnips. So, but the first crops to go in are cauliflower, broccoli, mustard, cabbage, kale, and of course, so these are all cold crops that I'm mentioning here. And if you want to learn how to grow them, you can follow along. Subscribe, like, share, all those things. It helps me out. And you can see here, I got some peas growing here. That's oregano. That makes a great border plant. It's called golden oregano, and it really is absolutely beautiful. And it gets more beautiful as time goes on. And then just for, you know, color, I have my tulips coming in. I just did a big harvest of chives. I love chives. I use them in so many different ways. And I will have to make another video maybe with a recipe. So let's come around here. Take a look at this bed. Now this is the rest of what I have for the winter jug sowing. I've been, as they become ready, which I do probably have some more that are ready, I move them into the greenhouse, and then I either put them in separate little pots or I put them right into the garden. So this is some more stuff that I'm growing, and I have, hope now we have this cold weather coming in, so everything had to go on halt. But all of these things can handle the cold weather. They've been out here for a while. And we have cabbage, celery, Brussels sprouts, lots of lettuces, onions, and then they're waiting to get like some spinach and kale and collards and some more broccoli. And you can see we had hyacinths that have bloomed. I love them. Look at all the green. Now we have more over here, more peas. And these I grew in a container over the winter. I started them in January, and then they sprouted, and when they got big enough, I put them in the ground, and they are doing great, and they'll be fine. They'll be fine in the frost. And this area I'm just working on now because this is going to be the future home of the winter squashes and the gourds and the Hubbard. I have maybe some cantaloupe. I have so many different things growing. So now this is my medicine bed, and lots of little things are starting to pop up and green in. I'm so excited. Like all this echinacea here. We've got valerian, mullein, feverfew. I just planted that because it matches my daughter's prom dress. I'm so excited. So I tried to put like little dots of color around. You can see one over there. Just to get started with some color, because there's no color. I want color. But it's starting to come in, so it's very exciting. And then over here you can see those plants I am covering, and you can, let me take you over and you can see the method. These are the winter sowing, the top of the winter sowing jugs that I use for some of the things that I've already harvested, or not harvested, but transplanted. And these are new additions that I made to my medicine bed. That's betony and that's marshmallow, and over here I have tarragon and skullcap. So they're brand new. I just put them in and I thought they needed to be covered. Now, before I end this video, I'm going to take you over and I'll show you a construction update out there, as well as what I did in an act of defiance with the elder that my friend Mary gave me the idea about. But I want to show you my greenhouse first. So I put these guys out here because they were getting crushed in there with the wind constantly blowing. And this is collard and spinach waiting to go in the garden. Now wait until you see this. Wait till you see it. Oh, look at all this. I had to put everything in here. Now this is all my tender stuff that I'm growing. Look, there's just so much. So much. But it's okay in here. The temperature is 51. I keep having to open it to get some of the humidity out, but these are all doing great. So excited. And then this is also full of plants. So I have tons and tons, and this is all plants too. These plants are waiting for a home. So if you come visit me, you're probably going to go home with a plant. All right, so let's sneak out here and we're going to take a look at what they're doing. Now, they haven't really worked for a couple of days, although they were out in my front yard again, peeking around, doing, I don't even know what. I'm trying not to let it bother me. But here we go. Here's my act of defiance. So I took a cutting from the elder and I put it right in the ground. And I also did that for the blackberry. So this should take root, no problem. And I did this like a week ago. So it's still greening in like my other one is. And I'm really hoping, because this is my compost pile over here. So this is where I've always composted everything. And it is creating really good soil out here. And if this does grow and it takes, then I'm going to have an expansion of the elderberries. And I feel like this is a way to help to start healing this land from what they've done out here. because when I take a look back, whoa, this wind is pretty severe. When I take a look back at my videos and I see the backdrop of the forest that I once had, it is heartbreaking to not have that anymore. So I've had to mourn that loss and replace it with this. Now is my new sight of my vision. Like, this is what I see now from the back of my garden, whereas I had a forest to, you know, constantly roam in and just be at peace in, take my dog for a walk in. So this is the progress out here, and we're learning to accept it and get used to it and still see the beauty in this whole process. And that's the water main that they dug through my property. Now I had to fight for those trees because they told me that they were going to have to take them down and dig above ground and remove the fence and everything. But I'm like, no, because I have a garden all over there on that side. So I said no. So the other option was to go underground and then connect to the pipe that's right there. Or I guess create the pipe. And then that's the other end of the water that's going to feed the development. So that's an update there. So now I'm going to show you, oh, where am I going with this camera? I'm going to show you the inside of this greenhouse. This is my favorite place in the whole world. Look at this. All right, so it's nice and warm in here. It's 63 degrees. There's my thermometer down there. And you can see how my plants are doing so well. So a lot of plants, I'm trying to get them to bloom fast because my daughter has her prom coming up and I want to be able to take pictures with some nice pretty flowers. So you can see here like the valerian, that's in an advanced stage compared to what I have out in the garden. Same thing with the bachelor buttons that I have growing over there, and I've got calendula there. So I've got some things ahead of schedule that I really hope are going to be ready for her prom, which is May 3rd. So I have a couple of weeks, and these are all poppies. And so this is the next set of transplants that I have to do, and this is my little transplant station. So isn't this beautiful? I am in heaven. I created my Garden of Eden and my heaven on earth. And so I hope this video inspires you to do the same thing with some space that you might have. It is so rewarding and empowering. You will love it. So until the next video, I hope this finds you well. I will see you later. Bye.